portions of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and across Texas, on the Gulf Coast, Houston, even toward New Orleans, and even around Biloxi, Mississippi, Florida Panhandle toward Tallahassee, around parts of Georgia, say Savannah, and on toward Hilton Head, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Outer Banks, too. And for the Northeast, notice our fog here, too, say parts of Jersey, on toward New York City, where they're a bit toward New York City, and a bit toward Hartford and Philadelphia, around D.C. and Baltimore. Might have to use those low beam headlights as well. Kind of be able to navigate the fog a little better. Here's the snowfall potential for the morning for the west, parts of Montana. Expect it. A little lingers in the Four Corners. Otherwise, a pretty quiet day on tap for southern Cal. Notice this, though. System could give us some lingering showers, most of it pushing on away from the city. We could keep the rain around Philly and D.C., though. Some rain across Kentucky could be a bit excessive, and Tennessee. More rain into Arkansas, but notice the orange areas there, especially Oklahoma, could be rather hard hit with freezing rain. Might build up on the roadways a bit. Here's a look at the precip on in the midday, and even some rain continues in the Delmarva region into Thursday evening. Still wet toward Dallas and Houston. Amounts of precip heaviest there in parts of Tennessee may exceed 2 inches. There's a look at the warmth where we can find it for Thursday. There's the rainfall all together and a kind of a sneak peek into our day on Friday as well. Up next, we'll look at the impact of all of this on travel with TravelWise. But now we'll look at some regional travel conditions, extended forecast for you.
Vacation truth number 56. Even a short line is too long. At Alamo, we know. With new Quick Rent, anyone can rent online and skip the line. No waiting, no worries. Drive happy.
With my dry, itchy skin, I've tried dozens of moisturizers, but they all pale by comparison next to Gold Bond Medicated Body Lotion. Triple Action Gold Bond soothes, protects, and stops the itch. Gold Bond Medicated Body Lotion. More than a moisturizer, it's medicated.
In my football days, every pro trainer used Flexall. Flexall has the power and speed to keep pro athletes in the game. My game's a little different now, and so's the pain. But Flexall still keeps me going strong. Flexall, powerful full-speed relief for tough pain.
Not only does La Quinta have sparkling pools to help you relax, we'll float you $10 cash when you check out. Look for this coupon in USA Today or at laquinta.com. And call La Quinta. You stay, we pay.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently, the temperature is 43 degrees with light rain. Forecast. your extended forecast.
Hey, it's travel-wise time now with the Weather Channel. We're keeping a little rainfall around the northeast, at least a bit. It could slow us down just a little bit for the travel in the morning. Afternoon, even toward Philly and D.C. and Baltimore, expect to see a little bit around. Also, the chance of some storms overnight along the front. May see just a couple of those, mostly isolated storms, but the afternoon could be stormy again in toward Dallas. And we're getting a bit of a break for us into parts of Southern California. Expect to see some lingering snow. Into parts of the Four Corners, also some showers in bits of Arizona. But the worst of the travel might be right in this region, mostly across Oklahoma, but a bit of Kansas, also in toward Missouri, and a little bit of Texas. That pinkish shade does indicate we could have a little freezing drizzle, maybe a little freezing rain, very light, but it could still accumulate a bit on the roadways and give us some real rough driving conditions. If you have any plans to hit the interstate here, give yourself plenty of time to reach your destination safely. Even some heavy rain could cause concerns, parts of Kentucky and even to West Tennessee. That could be the travel trouble spot though along Interstate 70. Might see complications around St. Louis, eventually even not too far from Kansas City Metro. We might have an issue with that as well. I mentioned the storms. That's across parts of Texas and on into bits of Ohio and West Virginia. Just a scattered storm. Fog, though, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas and Missouri. Also in the Gulf Coast, say Houston, New Orleans, Biloxi, on toward Pensacola, Tallahassee, Mobile, Alabama, too, even on toward Savannah, Georgia. Charleston, around Hilton Head, even on the Outer Banks, and Philadelphia, throughout Jersey, D.C., and Baltimore, even New York City. Hartford as well might see some foggy concerns. Wind an issue across Montana for the morning, but for the northeast, again, check kind of the morning conditions here. Could see some lingering showers overnight for some of us, a few lingering sprinkles, and a little better day, but still the clouds linger on Boston and New York City. A decent day toward Burlington, Vermont, also toward Buffalo. Eventually some clearing taking place. A few showers may linger a while toward Pittsburgh. It should be wet toward Philly, D.C., and Baltimore. That darkest green strip there indicates where some of the heavier rain will be, including on around Cincinnati. Southern U.S., notice the icy conditions across parts of Oklahoma. That could be a real issue for the morning. Wet toward Dallas, maybe some storms toward Houston and Memphis. A few clouds toward Atlanta and Birmingham, but a great day into Florida. Looks good. Across the Midwest, there's some icy concerns again. A few clouds toward Chicago and the Twin Cities. And for the western U.S., there's the snow, but a pretty quiet day for us. In L.A., some showers on the way toward Portland and Seattle. You can find out more at weather.com or America Online, keyword weather. Your weekend next.
This program was sponsored by Delphi Automotive Systems, driving tomorrow's technology.
You may know Delphi Automotive Systems is in your car.
Happy anniversary.
Honey?
But how would you like a glimpse of what we're developing for tomorrow?
Take a look at our communication systems, where we're bringing the internet, even email, into your next vehicle.
And our advanced vehicle dynamics will give drivers greater control. Have a nice evening.
Delphi Automotive Systems, driving tomorrow's technology.
Are you going to stay out here all night?
There are many of you. You, the gourmet, the paramedic, and the diplomat. You support the world, but who supports you? You are one of 68 million Americans who aren't getting enough deep sleep, and it's affecting your health. Orthopedic surgeons know this, and more of them sleep on a Sealy Posturepedic than on any other mattress. Get the same deep sleep the back doctors get.
Oh, I love this bed.
Sealy Posturepedic. We support you night and day. Find the support you need at your nearby Sealy Posturepedic dealer.
Hey, it's time to look at that weekend to see how good looking that weekend could be with our weekend outlook. In case you have some plans for the Indian Lake Winter Festival, Indian Lake, New York. It could be appropriately wintry enough for a winter festival. Some sunshine, not really around. Not going to deal with sunshine, not abundant sunshine. A lot of clouds around and a chance of some snow. But again, pretty appropriate for the occasion. Out of the Daytona 500, could see some scattered showers as well. In Daytona Beach, temperatures in the low 70s. The Bob Hope Desert Classic takes place in La Quinta, California. Highs in the upper 60s. A few rays of sunshine might kind of work their way in. We expect to see plenty of clouds around for the day. Here's high temperatures, though, coast to coast. A little mild air across the southern tier. Notice some wet weather, too, coming back to southern Cal and toward L.A. and even toward San Francisco. Wet on the Atlantic coast. Some snow for the northeast. Midwest stays a bit snowy. Showery across Florida for Sunday and some Freezing potential again, parts of Texas, and still wet on the west coast. That's looking at our Sunday coast to coast. More on the active weather confronting us overnight next after your local forecast.
This program was sponsored by Zim's Crack Cream, the all-natural herbal product for dry, cracked skin.
If you have dry, painful, cracked skin, I recommend a serious product with a unique name, Zim's Crack Cream. Developed by a pharmacist, Zim's Crack Cream's herbal formula moisturizes and softens even cracked, thick, and painful skin. Zim's Crack Cream isn't just an ordinary skin product, so look for it in the first aid section. Zim's Crack Cream for dry, cracked skin. It's the serious product with the unique name.
Find Zim's Crack Cream in the first aid department at these retailers.
Your child's day like their favorite songs. Now Time Life Music brings you a new collection. 100 Best Love Songs for Kids for just $24.99.
Falling down, falling down, falling down. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Rock the baby on the treetop.
100 Songs for Kids on 4 CDs or 4 cassettes for just $24.99.
Incy wincy spider went up the wall.
100 Songs for Kids. If you're not completely satisfied, Time Life will refund every penny of your purchase price. So call now for 100 Songs for Kids.
To order 100 Songs for Kids, call 1-800-421-8787 or send $24.99 for 4 CDs or 4 cassettes, plus $4.99 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
There's a flood of news about global warming, but how much of it is hype? Go beyond the headlines and judge for yourself. Get the cold, hard facts about our hot planet. A 1-hour special from the Weather Channel, February 27th at 9.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-456-1074 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently, the temperature is 43 degrees with light rain. The forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
All right, time for Storm Watch at the Weather Channel. We'll take a look at everything going on with our active weather overnight. Look at how it evolves in that all-important morning commute and what happens to the rest of our day, too, throughout the country. Southern California getting a chance for the rain to soak in. Could be seeing some stormy weather across Texas, but slippery weather, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and even into a bit of Kansas and Missouri overnight. And the Northeast just a little bit soggy. Some showers continue, but our moisture flow kind of along a front. It's working as a focusing mechanism for the wettest of weather. Could work to focus his attention on giving us a lot of rainfall in towards, say, D.C. and in toward Baltimore and Philadelphia, but maybe an excess of 2 inches between now and about mid-morning, parts of Kentucky and even across parts of Tennessee. All right, there's a big picture of precip. There's the snow for the Four Corners. There's the icy weather we discussed. Sometimes we see precip that falls, comes out of the cloud, maybe snow on the way down, but as it hits some of the middle layers, then maybe a little bit lower, we run into some warmer areas there. And the air as it descends where it's not frozen anymore. It starts to do a bit of melting on the way down. Then as it makes it to the surface as the rain, then you wind up a situation with a very shallow layer of cold air at the surface. So precip that comes down and lands as rain may freeze after it makes it to the surface. And that's the rough stuff to drive on. Parts of Missouri, and a bit of Kansas, Oklahoma, and into Texas. That could be the worst of it through here, especially across Oklahoma tonight. In these areas affected by it, you'll be seeing the information on your screen as you watch the Weather Channel. But bear in mind, again, it could be in for some very, very rough conditions. Notice the showers, too, and the snow for the Four Corners. Storm potential, potentially could see an isolated storm overnight and into the mid-morning. Beyond that time, wouldn't be surprised to see some stormy weather maybe in toward Houston or San Antonio and maybe even toward Dallas. Might have to deal with a rumble of thunder intermittently. Fog, nothing across the western U.S. really of grand scale, but notice across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, some fog. Also Philadelphia, bits of Jersey, into D.C. and Baltimore, parts of the Delmarva region. Again, around Salisbury, Maryland, too. Also in, say, around New York City, Hartford as well might have a little slow going in some spots due to the fog. On the Gulf Coast, around Houston, even toward New Orleans, Biloxi, Mobile, Pensacola, Destin, Panama City, those areas. Expect to see some fog, some towards Seaside as well, even a little bit in toward Jacksonville along 95. Going to slow it down just a bit. Also parts of Georgia, say towards Savannah, on Tybee Island, on toward Charleston, Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, Outer Banks too. Expect the fog to hold on. Not a lot of widespread wind, a little bit across parts of Montana. That's one extra concern for the day. Let's talk about amounts of precip. Nothing that heavy left to fall for the Northeast for most of us, at least between now and about the mid-morning hours. Front kind of sliding and moving on will let us dry out a little. New York City and Boston, rain will not be the main thing we'll deal with all day. Speaking of the main thing overnight will be some heavier snow at times, in excess of 3 inches, northern parts of Maine. The rainfall, though, again, heavier parts of West Virginia and on into a little bit of Kentucky. You might really pile it on in some spots. Rain for part of the day toward Indy. It will get a bit drier. Same goes for St. Louis, also in toward Kansas City. As far as the heaviest of rain, from anywhere parts of Oklahoma, across Arkansas, West Tennessee, into Kentucky, on into West Virginia. Easily in excess of an inch where you see the darkest green shade. Other areas a little bit less, including around Dallas, for example. Bear in mind, the system kind of moving slowly southward and pushing kind of south and east. May let us dry out a bit for New England, but we'll still deal with the rain on across parts of the mid-Atlantic. Again, could be very excessive at times, so hang on for that. Snow for the Four Corners shouldn't be that heavy. Even the showers continue to Arizona, but not that wide spread of a big problem. Heaviest rain, though, easily in excess of 2 inches at times, parts of West Tennessee or West Kentucky. That's a big picture of precip coast to coast. Here's where we're going for the morning. A few showers on the way eventually in toward Seattle and Portland before the day is through. I might deal with, again, the prospect of some showers, maybe a little snow mixing in, too. Rough weather, though, with the icy conditions, especially across Oklahoma into the morning. Along the front, some heavy rain potential. Gets a bit drier into the Northeast, just a little bit drier. To expect the chance of more rain popping up into parts of Texas, too, for Thursday. More on this next in Weather Center.
With my dry, itchy skin, I've tried dozens of moisturizers, but they all pale by comparison next to Gold Bond Medicated Body Lotion. Triple Action Gold Bond soothes, protects, and stops the itch. Gold Bond Medicated Body Lotion. More than a moisturizer, it's medicated.
In my football days, every pro trainer used Flexall. Flexall has the power and speed to keep pro athletes in the game. My game's a little different now, and so's the pain. But Flexall still keeps me going strong. Flexall, powerful full-speed relief for tough pain.
At ProVision, we see the world through your eyes. That's why our experts help you select eyewear as individual as you are. Right now, save $75 on revolutionary micro thins, the thinnest, lightest, most scratch-resistant lens in sight. From designer frames to eye exams, ProVision helps you see what's important in your world. Save $75 on glasses with micro thin lenses.
Nobody cares your eyes more than Pearl.
Call 1-800-YES-EYES to find the Pearl Vision nearest you.
Let's get set.
Wouldn't it be incredible to go on vacation and throw one of those old-school, late 60s hotel room love-ins? You could go to Priceline.com, get a low-cost luxury hotel room, and then your friends, celebrities, and Eastern mystics could fly in and chant and sing and order room service for world peace. And when the international press showed up and asked if you were trying to save the ozone or the rainforests, you'd say, off the record, we were just trying to save some money.
I want to set my soul free in the Alaskan wilderness. I want to mix glaciers with champagne on our private balcony. I want to postpone dinner until after the show. I want personal choice cruising. Princess, I want to go back where I belong.
To learn more about personal choice cruising, call 1-800-PRINCESS.
Introducing the Mission Arts Collection by Thomasville. Inspired by a time when grabbing a bite to eat sometimes took all day.
Take advantage of special event pricing on the Mission Arts Bedroom Collection now through February 28th. See stores for details.
Your weather today, the best way to plan your day. Join Heather Tesh and Marshall Seek weekday mornings from 7 to 9 Eastern on the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this newspaper.
When I was a little girl, a teacher gave me an important gift. She opened my eyes to the love of learning. To inspire learning today, many teachers turn to Cable in the Classroom. For 10 years, Cable has helped teachers teach by donating technology to schools. With commercial-free educational programs and internet support, Cable in the Classroom helps teachers help kids. In my eyes, that's a powerful gift.
Cable in the Classroom is a public service of the Weather Channel and your local cable company.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently, the temperature is 43 degrees with light rain. Your forecast. On Saturday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies. Look for wintry conditions on Sunday. And on Monday, expect mostly cloudy skies.
The following program is part of Cable in the Classroom, a free service of the cable communications industry and your local cable company.
People call Earth the blue planet.
When you step outside on a sunny day and look up, it's pretty easy to see why. But it's the weather that makes our little planet blue, and it makes for a lot of other colors we get to enjoy also. Shimmering rainbows stretch across stormy skies. The aurora borealis dances mystically through Arctic nights. These weather stars and a whole cast of others take the stage every day, all across the world. And today, we're going to show you why a lot of people think the sky is the greatest show off Earth. Here on Earth is caused by water, like ice and water vapor, mixing it up with air and heat energy from the sun. Sometimes it's violent, like hurricanes and tornadoes. Sometimes it's calm, like gentle spring breezes. But when we get really lucky and just the right combination of things happen, it's like a big movie in the sky. And when the Earth's atmosphere is the setting, the weather is the real superstar.
Okay, you want to talk weather? There are tons of topics we can cover, but I'm in the mood for glamour.
We're here in Las Vegas, showplace capital of the world, to check out some of Mother Nature's sky celebrities. So what do you say we ditch this man-made stuff and check out the ultimate picture show? Come on, honey. All right, everyone knows what color the sky is. Blue, right? But how many people know just exactly why the sky is blue? It's time for a little pop quiz. Hi, I'm Elvis. I'm with the Weather Channel. We're trying to find out why the sky is blue.
It's been blue for a long time.
We have one answer. Trying to find out why the sky is blue. Do you all know?
Oh, I don't know why.
Has something to do with the, what would it have something to do with?
Is it the hair? Let me ask the expert. Do you like blue?
Yeah, blue's good.
Okay, we'll keep it that way.
Yeah.
We can do stuff like that at the Weather Channel. You just ask us, we'll change the color. Well, what color do you want the sky to be?
Green.
Lucht is blauw, omdat hij niet paars is. Zo simpel is dat.
Hey, if only I spoke Turkish. Help? Anyone?
Can I touch it?
Go ahead. We're trying to find out why the sky is blue.
Sky is blue because of water vapor in the air.
Water vapor in the air?
Why is the water blue?
I guess I'll be out here all night. You're not wanted by any officials, are you, sir?
Particles in the air make it blue.
That's good.
The atmosphere.
Yeah, this is good, man. This guy has been watching the show.
I'm thinking it makes everyone feel good. So blue is a good color and everyone just feels good.
I feel good.
They painted it that way.
I think it's because the bottom end of the spectrum is reflected through the Earth's atmosphere.
It's a reflection off your blue suede shoes.
Oh. So, viva Las Vegas! Thank you, baby. Thank you very much.
Okay, now that we've cleared that up, wrap your mind around this. If we had visitors from outer space, they would think our pretty blue sky was pretty weird. You see, the Earth's blue sky is the exception to the near universal blackness of space. Everywhere but the Earth, the sky is always pitch black, or at least another color. So, what makes our sky so different? The Earth's atmosphere.
The atmosphere is filled with tiny obstacles like dust particles and molecules of gas. When sunlight streams down to our planet, it runs into this obstacle course and the light is scattered in all different directions. But this scattering happens mostly with blue light. So the blue light fills the sky instead of just shooting straight in. So then, why are the clouds white, you may ask? Well, good question.
It's kind of the same thing as why the sky is blue, except this time, all of the colors of the light spectrum are dispersed by the larger water drops that make up the cloud. Now, when the colors mix together, we see white. So that's why the clouds are white.
When you're talking sky shows, our planet's atmosphere offers way more than basic blue. So let's catch a quick ride back across country to Boston, Massachusetts to talk to a friend of ours. He's Jack Borden, founder of For Spacious Skies. You see, Jack believes that skies aren't just cool to look at, but they can actually help you to appreciate art and music, and even get you better grades in math and science. Not bad, eh? Check it out. Looks like we'll have a little while. Hello?
When you look at a Britney Spears, for example, you don't need a physiology course to know that she's pleasing to the eye. She's just pleasing to the eye. Well, it's the same way with the sky. You can look at the sky and you can enjoy the sky thoroughly without knowing anything about clouds or high-pressure cells or anything else. But once your attention is drawn to the sky and you appreciate the sky, what happens is you are more receptive to any information related to the sky and the atmosphere. And that could be math, it could be geography, it can be history, how the Battle of Waterloo might have been decided by heavy rainstorms the night before that caused Napoleon's cavalry to lose footing in gullies, you know, that kind of thing. Math, every aspect of life is related to the sky. As a matter of fact, you might ask yourself or your friends or the teacher this question. Think of something that is not related to the atmosphere, not related to the sky. And remember, we live at the bottom of the sky. The sky isn't up there, the sky is here. We live at the bottom of the ocean of air in the same way that a lobster lives at the bottom of the water ocean. And we breathe the sky 16 times a minute, roughly. And if you don't think that the sky is important in that respect, put one hand over your mouth, squeeze your nose with the other, and then you'll know what real thirst and hunger are. You want air. And that's what's around you. That's what the atmosphere is. But when it comes to the beauty of the sky, nothing is as expansive, nothing is as huge, nothing is as spacious as the sky. It's as though you're in some immense cathedral. It's the little you and this huge, huge roof. So what could be easier? To become sky aware, you take your head, which is attached to your neck, which is attached to your shoulders, and you go like that. You look up, and you don't have to do any more.
Don't go away. The Weather Classroom will be right back.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently in your area, 43 degrees with light rain. On Saturday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies. Look for wintry conditions on Sunday. And on Monday, expect mostly cloudy skies.
And now, back to the Weather Classroom.
Okay, so now we know that the first step to becoming sky aware is just taking the time to look up, to check out the show that goes on over our heads every day. But once you start looking, what kind of incredible things will you see? Well, there's 3 different types of phenomenon, or sky occurrences, that happen in the atmosphere. They're optical, wind, and electrical. So let's hook back up with our weather diva Jocelyn, who's going to take us backstage at the Sky Show.
Optical. It means anything having to do with light and vision. So optical phenomena is all about when the light interacts with the atmosphere to play tricks on your eyes. It's kind of like weather special effects. Now normally the light travels in straight lines, but when it hits something more dense like water or ice in the air, the light can get bent. So the white light then separates and it becomes the most amazing colors. But the weird thing is, the air doesn't have any color. It's what's happening to the light as it goes through the air. For instance, we see the color in rainbows because of refraction. Now, don't worry if you don't know about refraction or any of that stuff yet. My personal assistant, Sarah, is with a big fan of mine, Dr. Ed Finkel, at the Fernbank Science Center in Atlanta, and they're going to show us how it all happens.
Personal assistant? I don't think so. Back here on planet Earth, we're with Dr. Ed Finkel. Hey, Dr. Ed.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay, so let's get to the bottom of this whole optical phenomena thing.
Okay, the first optical phenomenon I have to show you is refraction. Refraction is what happens when light goes from one material into another and changes direction. Here's a flashlight. It's shining down from air into water, and you can see that the beam of light changes direction. It's actually bending downward. So that's refraction.
Okay, cool. I understand that light bends, but what does that have to do with rainbows, and how do you get the colors?
Okay. To show you that, we'll come over here to this demonstration. Here's a very bright light source, and it's shining a beam of light. You can see that it's white. But over here, part of a beam of light goes through this prism, and when it goes through the prism, it bends. And it bends into these different colors. These colors are all there in the white light, but the blue bends the most and the red bends the least, and so you can actually see the component colors of white light now.
So do you always see these colors in a rainbow?
Yep, those are the colors that are present in white light.
Okay, now what does a rainbow have to actually do with rain?
Okay, well, over here we have a third demonstration. When it rains, the air is full of raindrops and little water droplets, and those are perfectly round and circular, not shaped like a teardrop. And they act like little mirrors. So right here, this laser represents the sun, and here's a beam of light hitting a raindrop. This beaker full of water is the raindrop. The light goes through and refracts here and breaks into its colors, and then bounces off the back surface and reflects off back into your eye. So if you're standing over here, opposite the sun, you will see all the beautiful colors of the rainbow.
All right, great, thank you. There you have it, optical phenomena made simple. Now, back to Planet Jocelyn.
What did she say? Anyway, of all optical phenomena, rainbows are the real prima donnas. Well, they're like me, dazzling and exotic. Now, early civilizations were so amazed by them that they attached religious importance to these beautiful weather shows. And in ancient India, rainbows were linked to the warlike sky god, Indra.
Now, since rainbows are made when raindrops and light meet, you usually can catch one during showery weather. But the trick is, you have to be between the sun and the shower before the conditions are right. And the larger the raindrops, the brighter the rainbow.
Now, rainbows aren't the only glamour queens on the Sky Show stage. Let's check in with our favorite Sky Show critics. They're going to fill us in on the other leading ladies. This is Colin Marquis. He's one of the experts here at the Weather Channel.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Colin. So hopefully you can clear something up for us. What's the difference between a rainbow and a halo?
It's a great question. They both appear as arcs of light or color in the sky, but they're pretty different. A halo forms as sunlight passes through ice crystal clouds, and the sunlight undergoes what's called refraction. And to see a halo, you would actually look toward the sun, whereas a rainbow happens when sunlight interacts with raindrops, and the sunlight undergoes 2 refractions and 1 reflection, but to see a rainbow, you would actually look in the opposite direction of the sun.
So how do you use a halo to predict the weather?
Well, actually, one of the more famous weather proverbs is a ring around the sun or moon means rain or snow soon, and that ring, of course, is a halo. The halo is caused by the high, thin ice crystal clouds, and those high, thin ice crystal clouds oftentimes will be the forerunner to stormy weather anywhere from several hours to a day into the future.
What other fun things go on in the sky that we might not know about?
Well, actually, I can think of 2 right offhand. First one is oftentimes called sundogs, and they are a cousin to the halo. When the sun is real low on the horizon, you can sometimes see 1 or 2 splotches of light or color on either side of the sun, and that would be called mock sun or sundogs. And the other one is iridescence, and that is related to coronas. Think of it as little bits and pieces of broken coronas playing off scattered clouds right in the vicinity of the sun.
Now, what makes a great sunrise or a great sunset?
Actually, Sarah, a lot of things can. In my experience, some of the most brilliant colors occur when the atmosphere is very clear. very clear conditions. Interestingly enough, man-made pollution such as hazes and smogs tend to wash out or mute those sunset colors, but also big volcanic eruptions or large forest fires, the ash and smoke from those can actually enhance sunsets over a large area, and sometimes under the right conditions you can see brilliant pinks, which would otherwise be quite unusual.
Cool. Thanks, Colin. That clears it up. I'll see you later.
All right, we've got to get out of here. Got some celestial celebrities we want to catch before the sun goes down. Come on. Wait. We're out here in the Nevada desert to talk about the second type of sky show phenomena, wind. We all know what wind is, right? It's air in motion caused by temperature changes on our planet. It can be gentle and mild, or powerful and destructive. Sometimes it can be a total show-off. Check out this sensational wind bag. It's a water spout. When a column of air starts to rotate fast over lakes and oceans, this guy appears.
Hi, I'm Horace, and I'm a dust devil. Sorry.
That's no dust devil. That's a dust devil. Dust devils are whirling windstorms. They resemble mini tornadoes, but they're nowhere near as damaging or intense. They usually happen in desert or dry environments and can be as small as a couple of feet high. Biggest ones get over 1,000 feet tall.
Wind makes some pretty sensational moving pictures, and when you combine it with glamorous optics, you've got a sky full of sensational color. But there's one member of the Sky Show cast we haven't met yet. So stick around because our high voltage gang is going to hook us up, and you better hang on because it's going to be electric.
The Weather Classroom will be right back.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently in your area, 43 degrees under cloudy skies. Your forecast. Expect mostly cloudy skies on Saturday and Sunday. And on Monday, expect wintry conditions.
Class is back, and now more of the Weather Classroom.
There's a lot of incredible things going on in the sky every day. But if you want big power, it's gotta be electrical.
An electrical phenomena is the action hero of the sky show. It crashes in with a roar of thunder, delivering a bolt of energy that is so hot and intense it exceeds 40,000 degrees Fahrenheit, or 22,000 degrees Celsius. It blows trees apart, knocks planes from the sky, and starts huge ground fires that can take out entire forests. Now, this sky show heavyweight is produced when electrical charges cause all of the air that's around them to expand. Check this out.
Ice crystals inside a cumulonimbus cloud get a positive charge at the top. Now the water droplets that sink to the bottom of this big fat cloud are negatively charged. But look at the tower on the ground. A positive charge is forming there too, right under the cloud. Now all this is building up into this huge explosion, and when the positive and negative charges meet, this is going to cause a massive electrical current, and presto, the lightning bolt is born, traveling at 60,000 miles per second. Now that's fast.
The roaring thunder comes from the air around the bolt. It superheats, making the crash. You can actually figure out how many miles away the storm is by counting the seconds between when you see the lightning and hear the thunder. Then divide by 5. That was close.
The Empire State Building in New York City is struck by lightning 500 times a year. Who says lightning doesn't strike twice?
Lightning comes in lots of different forms. It might look like forks crackling down. It might cover the whole sky in a glowing sheet. Or it might just streak to the ground with one fiery finger. It all depends on how far you are away from the charge. But one thing is for sure, lightning is dangerous.
When lightning starts, move indoors. Stay away from metal pipes like water pipes in the kitchen and bathroom. That includes computers and telephones. But if you get caught outside, try to get in a car. It's a lot safer than standing on the ground. Never seek shelter in a metal structure, near metal fences, or underneath tall, isolated trees. And if your hair starts to stand on end, immediately drop down on all 4s and keep your head low. Don't stretch out, because that would put your full body surface in contact with the ground and the electrical charge. Not good.
Lightning is just one of the electrical phenomena that can light up the sky. But there's a whole supporting cast of phenomena also. Ball lightning, St. Elmo's fire, and Texas ghost lights are all just as hair-raising. But let's head north to check out a real light show, the Aurora Borealis. Our friends back at the Fernbank Science Center are going to show my former personal assistant, Sarah, how it works.
Much better, thank you. Okay, the Aurora Borealis is definitely a star in the sky show, but what exactly is it, and why don't we get to see it very often?
Okay, well, to understand the aurora, you first have to know that the Earth has a magnetic field. And in our little demonstration here, the magnetic field is going to be caused by these coils of wire with electricity flowing through them. If you look at this compass, you'll see when I turn up the current, it produces a really strong magnetic field. That's the first part. Now, the second part is the sun, which is represented here by this little cylinder, gives off light, but at times it's very active and gives off highly charged, fast-moving particles which slam into the Earth's atmosphere, hit the molecules, and make them give off beautiful colors of light. When the magnetic field is on, these particles swirl around in big spirals around the Earth and end up at the North and South Pole, where they produce the beautiful displays that we call the aurora.
All right, great, thanks, got it.
So, we've seen what the Earth sky has to offer. Checked out the sky show phenomena, optical, wind, and electrical. But the real sky show fan is a thrill seeker, always looking for the next incredible sunset. So what's in the future for us? Where do we go to find a new sight sensation? We go up, my friend. We go up.
When we go to space, we have to worry about space weather. Back in the early 70s, we went to space with Skylab and learned a lot about the sun and how it produces space weather. Our sun's a variable star. It gets slightly brighter and dimmer over the 11-year sunspot cycle, but more importantly, it produces huge explosions where the energy equivalent of 100 million atomic bombs going off in a matter of seconds blasts 1 billion tons of material and sends it through the solar system at speeds of over 1 million miles an hour. What the sun does influences our climate here on Earth. We see periods like the modern minimum during the 1600s to 1700s when the sun was very inactive, no sunspots at all for 70 years, that corresponded to a cool time here on Earth. So we know there's this connection, but we don't quite understand how it happens. And so this is a topic for future scientists to help us to understand is what is it about the sun and its variability that actually affects weather here on the surface of the Earth.
But the space around planet Earth isn't the only place with outer-worldly weather. You remember what the main component of weather is? You got it, the atmosphere. Now, do we know of another planet that has something going on up above its surface? Well, try Mars.
Mars is the 4th planet from the sun, and yes, Mars absolutely does have weather. But the weather on Mars is very different than the weather on the Earth. When Mars is close to the sun, you have massive dust storms, and these dust storms completely cover the planet. It's not just like having an ice storm in one localized part of our country. It's like having an ice storm or a dust storm completely covering the planet Earth. Now that would be a catastrophe. We have to design the spacecraft so that it can stand up to changes in temperature and pressure that it's going to find there. So it really does come down to what is the weather like on the planets that we're going to explore.
So, that's it for the Sky Show. We've seen some of the most amazing sights that planet Earth has to offer. We've seen dazzling storms, shimmering, shifting northern lights, and optical phenomenon with colors that are out of this world. We learned where they come from and what makes these sensational moving pictures tick. Most of all, we learned that it's important to be curious about the sky above you and to appreciate all the beauty that nature unfolds. Want a ticket to the Sky Show? All you have to do is step outside and look up. You've got the best seat in the house. For the Weather Classroom, I'm Christine. See you at the show.
Cancer.
The doctor walked into the room and said, "You have cancer, and it's inoperable. You have only 6 months to live." So I turned to my wife and said, 33 years together is not enough. So I decided to fight, and I started looking for options. Our daughter, who is a nurse, told me about Cancer Treatment Centers of America. It's like no hospital you've ever seen. They treated me, the whole person, not just my tumor, with the latest medical technology, nutrition, and supplements to stimulate my immune system to fight my cancer.
To find out about alternative treatment options at our hospitals, call toll-free 1-800-234-7132.
It's been 7 years now. I beat cancer, and so can you.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America, winning the fight against cancer every day.
There's a flood of news about global warming, but how much of it is hype? Go beyond the headlines and judge for yourself. Get the cold, hard facts about our hot planet. A 1-hour special from the Weather Channel, February 27th at 9.
Get a jump on your day with the travel, business, and weather information you need. Join Rick Griffin and Cheryl Lemke on First Outlook, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Eastern on the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently in your area, 43 degrees under cloudy skies. The forecast for your area.